Well, in Toronto today, investigators are looking for answers to key questions about that Delta plane crash at Toronto's Pearson International Airport. They're still combing through the wreckage of the plane, which flew in from Minneapolis, to find out what happened. The CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick is at Pearson International Airport right now, and she joins me live. So, Megan, we are hearing more from the airline today on the people who were on board that plane. What do we know?
Yeah, Delta Airlines putting out an update just a few minutes ago, and one of the key details in it is an update on those who were injured in this crash. They are now saying that 20 of the 21 people who went to local hospitals have been released from hospital now. So one person left in hospital, but we don't have any further details on the extent or nature of that person's injuries. We have also learned, though, we know on Monday there was a child that was airlifted by air ambulance to Sick Kids Hospital, and we now know that that child was released on Monday night. So it's not a child that's still in hospital, but otherwise we don't have much more detail in terms of the injuries that people have sustained. We heard a little bit about it yesterday. Those that were treated on site after the crash were experiencing things like head injuries, headaches, back soreness, as well as nausea and vomiting from the jet fuel that they were exposed to. Delta Airlines also saying in this release, Arthi, that they will begin reuniting customers who are on the plane with their baggage and belongings as soon as it's safe to do so. Once authorities who are examining the plane have safely removed those items, they're saying securing, identifying, sorting, and cleaning the belongings could take several weeks, though. They are warning the passengers on the plane. We do know one of those passengers yesterday, he was interviewed on CBC News Network, noting that he did leave all of his belongings behind when he evacuated the plane, and his passport is on the plane. He is a U.S. citizen. He can't go anywhere. He's here in Toronto until he gets that passport back. Delta also saying that their maintenance teams are standing by to help with the removal of the aircraft from the tarmac once that stage of the process is ready. We've also been hearing from the CEO for Delta Airlines. He did an interview on CBS News this morning talking about the investigation, not saying anything about the possible cause of the crash, but he was saying that the flight crew are experienced pilots, that they are trained for landing in wintry conditions. They train for all kinds of circumstances. And he also said he understands if some people might be a bit nervous to fly right now. Here's more from him.
But the reality is that safety is embedded into our system. Air travel in the United States is the safest form of transportation and travel there is, period. And it's because we train for events like this. And yes, it's amazing the work that our team did up at Endeavour, but that's what we expect out of them because we are prepared for all types of circumstances.
So praise for the crew. We've been hearing that quite a bit over the last few days. But he did also say, too, he's seen those videos that have been circulating and that we've been showing, including the one that shows quite clearly the moments that the plane hit the runway. And he described it as horrifying to watch those videos. Just one other update, Arthi. We are hearing that a Toronto law firm has been retained by some passengers who were on the plane. They've put out a news release saying they've been retained. And that news release saying that their clients, doesn't name who they are or provide any details about these clients, but saying those clients were instrumental in opening a damaged emergency exit before allowing others to disembark as the fire was about to spread. We know fire crews responded extremely quickly and did put out the fires that were coming out of the plane. So that's some news this morning as well, that a law firm has been retained by some passengers from the plane.
Okay, so some developments on that front. We know that we were listening into the remarks from the airport yesterday as well when it came to the operations at Toronto's Pearson International Airport. That wreckage is going to be on the runway for at least another day. How are things running there?
It's definitely not as chaotic as it was yesterday. When we were here yesterday, there were long lines of people, particularly I saw around the Air Canada section of the departures area, who were lining up to use phones to rebook flights that have been canceled on Monday. We are talking to passengers here who are trying to get to their destinations. There are more than 400 flights scheduled to leave Pearson today. So far, about 82% of them are on time. That's the latest information we have. About 11% are delayed, 7% are canceled. Now, there could be various reasons for those cancellations and delays, not necessarily linked to the crash. I have met some passengers who were here on Monday, some of whom were pretty close to taking off to get to their destinations when their planes had to either turn around and come back to the gate or were canceled. I talked to one woman who they had gone through security. They saw through the windows the smoke coming out of the crashed plane. Here's more of what I heard from one passenger.
We were kind of shocked, but the big thing is we found out that there was no casualties. There was injuries, and then when we finally saw the video later on at night, we're thinking, wow, those people were lucky, and we felt sorry for that. And we're not trying to complain because we were delayed, but just that was good that there are no casualties, and that worked out fine.
That's a common theme I've been hearing from travelers here, Arthi, yesterday and today. There have been some travel nightmares for some people, trips canceled, but everyone's saying they're just glad everyone on that plane got out alive, and hopefully that people recover quickly from their injuries. I've been asking people if they're nervous to fly today, and I've heard mixed reactions. Some saying, yeah, they are a little bit nervous, others saying they're not. But definitely things are going more smoothly here at Pearson today than they were yesterday.
Thanks for this, Megan. That is the CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick reporting from Toronto's Pearson International Airport.